What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode. Coach Joe here with Heartletics.com, and I'm in such a good mood today. And I figured, hey, for today's episode, let's give you guys all the tips, all the juice, everything to succeed on your health and fitness journey, because we're going to be talking about how to create sustainable habits. Now, the reason why we're going to be talking about this today, and trust me, this is a good one, so make sure that you guys stay into the very end of the episode, because I have a special announcement also at the very end. The reason why we're actually talking about this, I want to talk about something completely different for today's episode, which I'll still talk about that topic in another future episode. But the reason why we're talking about this is because it took me all day yesterday mapping out this amazing PowerPoint presentation, video going over everything, all the details, because there has been so many people applying for coaching where I realized the last time I made a video talking about Heartletics, it was about, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago. And at the time, the business has grown so much. We have multiple coaches now. There's so much to do with the meal plan, the food tracker, different things within the program, especially the mindsets to put it all together. And mainly, right, it's about creating habits, sustainable habits, where if you guys are, let's say, brand new to Heartletics and you don't know really too much about who I am or my team or the business or anything like that, well, this is going to be a great episode for you guys, because I'm going to share with you guys exactly what Heartletics is and potentially how we can help you out. But regardless, if you guys decide to apply for coaching or not, I'm going to give you guys value in today's episode. I'm going to teach you guys how to create sustainable habits, right? Specifically, two things that you guys need to keep in mind to create sustainable habits. And at the end of the day, I'll put it to you like this, right? I'll give you guys everything as to what can really help somebody from where they are today to where they're trying to be tomorrow. But not just get there and then a few weeks later, a few months later, put all that weight back on, and then here they are once again, struggling with confidence because they don't like the way that they look, struggling with energy because they don't like the way that they feel. Now, let's face the facts here. With anybody that goes into our coaching program, our mission is to change their life, but to instill, right, successful, sustainable habits. That's a tongue twister. Successful, sustainable habits. And I want to share with you guys this. But before we get started about the habits and how that can be beneficial for you, let me just say this. There's been so many people that have been tagging me in posts on Facebook, screenshotting, different, things about Spotify and, Apple iTunes with the podcast. A few members like Brett and Jeremy and some other guys have been constantly kind of telling me hey, Joe, I listened to your podcast episode. Like Brett, for example, said, I listened to the recent one about going all in. And it was exactly something just flipped a switch mentally for me. And it really helps me push a little bit harder now. And I love that. I love that so much. So much. And at the end of the day, guys, when I was growing up, I wanted to be all these different things. And one of the things I wanted to be was a motivational speaker. Now, even though I'm not on stage, I'm here in my office, right? Sitting behind a desk and talking to my laptop with this fancy, microphone and computer camera that I just got. It's still the same aspect of I'm inspiring somebody. I'm motivating somebody. So with that being said, all I ask in return is if I say anything in any one of these episodes and it happens to resonate with you, just shoot me over a private message or just let me know, because that really does amp me up. That really does fuel my fire. And if you guys have not yet already, subscribe to the podcast or subscribe to my YouTube channel, please do. I'm making it a mission to just, continue to pump out episodes every Monday through Friday, no ifs, ands, or buts. That's my guarantee until next August, right? That's my commitment. That was my promise to you guys when I turned 30. For a whole year straight, no ifs, ands, or buts. You guys are going to get 5 motivational, 5 value-based podcast episodes every single week. And so I would love for you guys, right, especially if you're watching this on my YouTube channel, to just press that little, bell icon and subscribe. And, that way you're always notified whenever I post a new episode, because it really does mean the world to me. And if you guys happen to, resonate with anything I say or like something or something kind of speaks out to you, please, right, share this on your social media page, because you never know who it might help out. Now, with that being said, let's get started to teaching you guys all about creating sustainable habits, because that's what this episode is all about, which I'm really, really excited to talk about. But before we can talk about sustainable habits and how that looks, we first need to dive a little back into what realistically has happened to you. Now, this has happened to me multiple times, right? Especially before I got certified in nutrition, certified in training, certified in strength and conditioning, where I just thought I could absorb all the information online, YouTube, right? I learned how to fix my lawnmower on YouTube. Why can I not learn how to fix my body on YouTube, right? Why do I need a certification? Like, why do I got to spend money when I can just find somebody out there that has great abs, great, muscles, lean all year round, eating donuts? Let me just copy their macronutrients. Let me copy their diet. Let me copy their training program. That was me, guys. Honestly, like as Coach Joe, right? That's been doing this for years. That was me before I became Coach Joe. And I'm going to tell you the reality because I don't want you wasting your time. I always say it like this: time is the most precious commodity we all have here on earth. Life is just one hourglass tipped upside down. You are in full control over how fast or how slow you want that sand to get down to the very bottom. So don't do what I did, right? Which you guys probably have done, which means that if somebody's telling you, hey, cut out carbs, but not giving you a knowledge, education on why to cut out carbs, and it's just like there's still something missing, right? Now you can go copy somebody's macros, copy somebody's workouts, and think like, oh, they look that way, so if I do this too, I'm gonna look that way too. Doesn't work, right? Back when I was doing MMA fighting, my favorite fighter of all time was Georges St-Pierre. I copied his diet, his training program, his regimen to a T. Did I look like Georges St-Pierre? Absolutely not. I'm Joe Callari. There's only one of me. And guess what? Who's listening to this right now? There's only one of you. You need to find out what works best for you. Just because cutting out carbs might help you lose 20, 30 pounds in a month, you got to look long-term effect. Is one, that sustainable? Is two, that enjoyable? Three, are you learning anything? Right? It's all boils down to proper knowledge. Same thing with training as well. I mean, think about it like this. I get asked, it's so funny because when guys schedule discovery calls with me and then they do their application transformation form, where that's a special form going over days of the week that works best for your lifestyle for training, past and current injuries, eating habits, right? Whether you work out in a gym or at home with or without equipment, just so that way we make sure like, hey, as we go through our discovery call, our one-on-one personal call, we can actually talk about everything that you put down on your form to see if it's a good fit, to see if Heartletics can help you get from point A to point B in terms of your health and fitness journey. Now, you'll be surprised that when a lot of guys fill this out, they'll click every box Monday through Sunday. They'll say, hey, I can work out whenever I want all day long. Like, just I want the best results. Do you guys ever feel like that? Where you'll do whatever it takes to get the best results? Now, I love the mindset. I love the urgency, right? But at the end of the day, you guys have to take a step back. And this is probably what's stopping you from reaching your goals, is you guys go from 0 to 100 like that. Not knowing that to win this game of burning body fat, having more energy, having more confidence, having knowledge of doing this all on your own, it's all about walking before you run. And this is what we teach our guys at Heartletics. And trust me, I tell these guys all the time, right, when they click every box, I'm like, listen, slow your roll. Coach Jimmy, right? It's so funny because we were just talking about this last week. Coach Jimmy was that type of person also. And here's the thing. He said, hey, I can work out every single day. And I said, Jimmy, when was the last time you worked out? He's like, I don't know. I've been, working out on and off, but the last time I was in the gym was maybe 6 months ago. I was like, okay. Realistically, Jimmy, this is what's going to happen to you. And for anybody listening to this right now, you're probably going to resonate with this if this has ever happened with you also. Meaning like, hey, Jimmy, that first workout in the gym, you're not used to training how you should be training. So that means like you're going to experience what's called DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness, especially because now you're training properly for your body type and goals, but also it's been months since you've been in the gym. That means the next day, you're going to feel like you got hit by a bus. You're a bus driver, right? You're going to feel like you just ran yourself over. The last thing that we want, Jimmy, Because someone like yourself that's been struggling with your health and fitness goals for the past, I don't know, 15, 20, 25 years, you mentioned about doing, Weight Watchers, South Beach diets, Atkins, fasting, Noom, all these different cookie cutter programs. The last thing that we want, Jimmy, is for you to show up and say, okay, well, here's your plan because you said you wanted to work out each and every day. So it doesn't matter how you're feeling, right? Tuesday morning when you get waking up after that Monday workout, you got to go back to the gym. You got to, right? You signed up for this program. That's what you got to do, right? We're going to hold you accountable doing that. But not knowing that your body literally feels like it got hit by a bus from DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness. So on our discovery call before Jimmy and I even got, he got signed up, I educated him all about this. And that's why I'm educating you about it also, because I don't want you going from 0 to 100. It doesn't work long term. Because what happens is, and if you guys are watching this on my YouTube channel, right, I got the wolf right over there, which is the constant reminder, right, that every single day we have a decision. Who are we going to feed? The good wolf or the bad wolf, right? The inner beast or the inner you know what, right? It's not a fun fight at all. But so many times, right, when we constantly make up excuses for ourselves, constantly decide to put things on hold and not prioritize ourselves and not make the best decision, right? It gets a lot harder. It's just like a video game. You're building up on that character trait, that skill set of feeding the bad wolf. So now what happens is, let's say Jimmy has workouts every day like how he wants, right? That Tuesday rolls around, he's feeling sore, he's feeling tired, he doesn't feel like getting out of bed, he doesn't feel like going to the gym for that workout that he has scheduled. Well, guess what? That bad wolf's going to be creeping in his head. See, I told you, you're going to fail at this, just like how you failed at the keto, the fasting, the Weight Watchers, the P90X, all those other things. Jimmy, you're destined to be overweight. You're destined to be fat. That's the bad wolf, guys. We all got that bad wolf. And maybe that bad wolf has been barking pretty loud in the back of your head because you're doing the same thing as what Jimmy wanted to do. There's a difference between what's the best thing to do and what's the best thing to do that actually works for your lifestyle. And that's why we're talking about creating sustainable habits. So with Jimmy, little backtrack, right? So he got signed up and we start off with 3 workouts. That's it, a week. 3 workouts a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We did that for maybe 3 weeks. As his body got used to the workouts, got used to the training, got used to the nutrition, he got used to the app. And then we progressed to 4 days. And then we progressed to 5 days, right? There's not many guys that go into my coaching program that work out more than 5 days. Now, here's the thing. Do you need to work out 5 days? No. Like, there's guys that work out 2 times a week. There's guys that just walk. There's some people that's in their 70s that they just walk, and we just monitor and coach them on the nutrition. And guess what? It works out tremendously for them. Why? Because they're finally doing something that works best for them. And that is when it boils down to creating sustainable habits. So there's 2 things that you need to look into when it comes down to creating sustainable habits for you and your goals. I don't want to say health and fitness goals because at the end of the day, this could apply to finance. This could apply to your career, your relationship, any kind of goal that you have. If you're looking to create sustainable habits, it needs to abide by 2 things. 1, it needs to be enjoyable. I'll put it to you like this, right? I don't like cardio. I go for a run maybe like a few times here and there. But other than that, like I got some bad knees, I got a bad back, and I got asthma. I'll be honest with you. I never liked running in basketball in high school when we had to do our sprints and our suicides. I hated that crap, right? I don't like it, plain and simple. Like it's just not enjoyable to me. So if someone was going to say, hey, Coach Joe, I can get you to 5% body fat, right? You need to run sprints every day. You need to do burpees every day. And let's say I really want to get to 5% body fat. And this guy, right, we'll call him Coach Tom, right? Coach Tom is coaching me. And he's going to get me to 5% body fat. And he's going to be like, all right, listen, dude, you're going to, monitor your carbohydrates. So you can't eat over 50 grams of carbs a day. You have to make sure that also you're running like 10, 15 second sprints each and every day. and like 20 burpees a day. And Joe, you're going to get to 5% body fat, and I'm going to make sure that, I'm holding you accountable, I'm motivating you, I'm sticking you to it, everything like that. Sounds great, right? You're like, holy cow, like this sounds awesome. Like I can get to 5% body fat. Like that's unreal. And you're going to help me and you're going to hold me accountable. Let's go, right? Sign me up for that. High five. But like, here's the thing. Let's say this guy was coaching me for 90 days, right? 3 months, 12 weeks. Afterwards, you think I'm actually going to continue doing sprints and burpees and monitoring my carbs? I'm Italian. 50 grams of carbs, like what, a day? Like that's a snack for me. So like at the end of the day, the reality is this. I'm not going to stick to that. Nobody will. Because one, it's not enjoyable. It's not enjoyable. You heard me say loud and clear, I don't enjoy cardio. So for anybody out there that has inquiries about Heartletics and what we do, and trust me, if you guys want to see the program overview video, you actually can only see it if you apply for a discovery call with me, then it gets sent over. I highly recommend you guys do that because you can actually learn about everything that goes into it. And how I made the video, it's pretty cool because I even did like a screen video play there where I actually show you guys the app, show you guys a client account of one of our clients, Scott, that literally got signed up last week and is down almost 15 pounds now inside of his prep weeks, which is something else that we should probably talk about since we're talking about Heartletics. Don't ever think that when you get signed up for coaching, you're starting day one tomorrow or day one next week. Like, no, the bare minimum of prep weeks is 2, right? Sometimes up to 3 or 4, even 5 weeks of prep, where during these weeks of prep, you're not starting the coaching program, right? Where we're doing the weekly check-ins, everything like that, the guidance, the knowledge, the course itself. But those weeks of prep is time for you to be on the app, to get situated with the community group, all the other coaches, for you to, go over your meal plans, for you to go over your workouts, for you to try everything. And that way you can let us know what you like and what you don't like. And it does 2 things. Because most guys that apply for coaching, they have this horrible relationship with food, which if you guys have not yet checked out the last episode I did talking about, good foods versus bad foods, make sure you go listen to that. It is a banger. But the second thing is also this, is that with these guys having to slow down metabolism, it's giving me time to actually help them before we even start day one of coaching. That way we can take a few steps back, get their metabolism back up to speed successfully. That way when we do start day one of coaching, they're not only 210% ready because they've already been following through with the app, the workouts, the meal plan for the past few weeks. But on top of that, they're already seeing some results, which is really motivating and encouraging. So that's the first thing when it comes down to creating sustainable habits. It needs to be something that you enjoy doing. If you don't enjoy doing cardio, don't do cardio. If you don't enjoy cutting out carbs, don't cut out your carbs. You need to find out what works best for your body type and goals. And that's something that you enjoy doing. Not what's going to get you the best shape ever, because what's the point of you getting in your best shape ever and then you falling off the wagon, regaining all the weight? Let me give you a little side story here before we go into that second tip into creating sustainable habits. The little side story is this. I did keto, and I don't mean like, hey, cutting out carbs keto. I mean actually a ketogenic diet where your fats, right, is about 70 to 75%, right? Those are the calories, right, in grams, are your macronutrients, your proteins, your carbs, your fats. 70 to 75% of my daily calories were coming from fats. Whole eggs, coconut oil in my coffee, butter in my coffee, ghee, right, which is like another form of like grass-fed butter, fatty meats of steak and whatnot, fatty cuts of beef, like 70-30, like looking back at it, bacon, right? Like I was greasy constantly, like literally my pores were pouring out grease. It was, I hated it, right? But like, hear me out, like hear me out. 6 months religiously with keto. So that means tracking my macros, 70 to 75% fats, about 20% coming from protein, because you don't want to have a lot of protein when you're doing a ketogenic diet. And the purpose is getting your body running from glycogen, coming from carbohydrates, to ketones, okay? Sounds all fun and dandy, right? Right? Hear me out. there was only about 5% wiggle room when it comes down to eating carbohydrates, and they were all coming from carbs with fiber, so vegetables. So every single day I'm doing this, right? I'm getting like these weird shakes. I'm getting these weird withdrawals, and everyone's just, and when I'm looking up online, it's just like, oh, the sugar is getting out of you. The carbohydrates are getting depleted. I'm like, man, this feels really weird. But anyways, I'll listen to the internet gurus out there and the YouTube gurus because I want it to look like them. I want it to be shredded, right? I want it to have amazing six-pack abs. I want it to be so chiseled, right? Now hear me out. So I did this for 6 months. Got to a point where I was actually peeing on those little ketone strips to actually ensure that I was in ketosis, right? So I'm like peeing on those little strips. It was so weird, right? Honestly, like if anybody has ever done a true ketogenic diet and has went through all this process, you probably know like this isn't really like the norm. Like no one should live their life like this. But anyways, I did it. And so what happened in 24 weeks, 6 months of me doing a pure ketogenic diet? I got shredded. I got ripped. I still have the photo. I look so lean, like my abs were on fire. But I hated my life. I hated it. Like you guys don't understand. Like carbohydrates play such a vital role into energy, metabolism, healthy testosterone levels. Like, and I don't mean carbs like alcohol and sugars and like cakes and donuts. I mean like when you start eating the right carbs that work great for your body type and goals, you thrive off that. And I was missing out on that. I also hated the fact that every single day I was eating the same stupid foods that were covered in grease and fat and oil, and it was disgusting. Like I said, my pores, I was having like grease come out of them. It was just weird. I hated it. So, one, it wasn't sustainable because I hated it. I did not enjoy it. So I couldn't do it long term. So for any of you guys that think you can do, keto or cutting out your carbs, really look into that. Hear from somebody else that got the amazing results that you're probably trying to get to, but hated their life. Now, here's the worst part into all of this. It took my body probably 8 to 9 months afterwards to actually start incorporating carbohydrates back without storing body fat. It was the slowest process, and I hated every minute of it because I had to really monitor my carbs to slowly add them back in. But if I added way too many in, I just started noticing that I would start gaining body fat. Now, here's the thing. You might be thinking, oh, yeah, Joe, that's because carbs are the devil, and you should avoid those carbs, and that's why you're gaining your body fat back because there are carbs. No, that's not how it works. When you switch fuel sources from glycogen that's coming from carbs to ketones, which are coming from fats, think about it, right? Your body can't say, okay, cool, carbs are coming in, energy sources. Fats are coming in, energy sources. It doesn't work like that at all, right? It's one or the other. One or the other. So I had to slowly, right, reverse back to my old eating habits and monitor that. And guess what? That was about a year-long journey. That sucked. I hated every minute of that. I regret doing that. Actually, I don't, because hopefully you can hear this story and you can hear like, okay, don't cut out carbs. Don't be an idiot like everybody else that tries to cut out carbs and that doesn't know like the importance of carbs. They just think that carbs are horrible because, you cut out your carbs and the next thing you know, you step on the scale, you see the number go down. You think carbs are just, putting on all that body fat, when in reality, it's just you're losing water weight, not actually fat. So long story over, the reason why I shared that was because that first thing that I told you to do when it comes down to creating sustainable habits, it has to be something that you enjoy. I did not enjoy cutting out carbs. I did not enjoy doing a ketogenic diet. What's the second thing, right, when it comes down to creating sustainable habits? Well, it's this. You have to do something that fits into your lifestyle. I say it like this all the time. Here at Heartletics, we do not have a coaching program or something like, okay, here's your workouts, here's your meal plan, sign up, boom, you get started. Like, no, that's the purpose of a discovery call, is figuring out about your lifestyle and seeing if we can create then afterwards a program that fits in best with your lifestyle. Meaning, hey, you can work out every single day, but if you're like spending more time at the gym than you are at home with your family, and like, sure, you're getting great results, you once again have to look into the reality of this. What fits in best with your lifestyle? You need to have that work-life balance. Everything boils down to balance. And so when it comes down to creating sustainable habits, like, I don't know, let's just say things that I enjoy and things that I can easily do that works in best for my lifestyle, that could help me burn body fat, that can maybe help you burn body fat too. Well, remember in the beginning, I mentioned about I don't really like doing cardio. So what do? Right? It's one of our fourth fat loss habits. It's called NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Okay. What I like to do that works in best for me is I go for about a 30 to 45-minute walk every day for my lunch break. I usually walk to the store and walk right back. I go to the store, pick up an energy drink and a protein bar, and I walk right back. Because my goal is trying to have a 10,000 steps. Like that's the goal that I gave me. That's the goal that I can easily stick with where, hey, it's very easy to be roughly around 10% body fat all year round without doing cardio because I'm really good at monitoring my nutrition, having the right knowledge and guidance of going out to eat, ordering out properly so that way I'm not sacrificing my results. But also for somebody that doesn't like doing cardio, I can easily walk and I enjoy doing that. It's something that once again, I enjoy and I can fit into my schedule. 30 to 45 minutes just going for a walk, I could easily do that. I had the flexibility to do that. So as we wrap things up here, how do you create sustainable habits? Well, first off, let's talk about the 7 essential fat loss habits for success that we coach our guys through a Heartletics coaching program. 1, your calories for fat loss. 2, your macronutrients for fat loss. 3, your strength training routine that works best for your body type and goals. 4, NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. 5, your hydration goals. 6, stress management. 7, sleep or recovery. So it's up to you to decide, unless you guys want the cheats, right? You guys want, like to stop doing all this trial and error. Other than that, it's up to you to decide how to fit in those habits for success for your lifestyle that you enjoy doing, that can work long-term for you. Now, here's the thing. If you, once again, you want the cheat codes to success, you want to bypass all the time and error and trial of, trying to do this on your own, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't work, just go to heartletics.com, either download the free fat loss guide, check out the free fat loss video, or once again, just schedule a discovery call with me. It's just a free call that we can simply have going over your health and fitness goals, where you are today, where you're trying to get to tomorrow, and seeing if it's a good fit. And at the end of the day, like I said, you can always just schedule a call. Check out that awesome program overview video as well that I made, because that thing's fire. You're going to learn about the coaches. You're going to learn about behind the scenes. You're going to learn about the community group. Because at the end of the day, I will say it like this. Anybody can have success on their health and fitness journey, but who is holding you accountable? Who is being there to support you? Who is being there to help you every step of the way? And we go over a lot of information about that inside of that program overview video. We did actually a cool little video screenshot in there as well. So one of our clients, Bish, he was out at the restaurant. I think this was Sunday. Yeah, recently Sunday. And he messaged me and all the other coaches in our group thread. And he sent us over a photo of the menu where he's out. And within, I think, 3 minutes, Coach Mark replied. And then 4 minutes after he sent over the photo, I then sent over a personal video going over recommendations on what he should order after looking at his menu. That's customer service to the finest. You will not get that form of accountability, support, and guidance anywhere else. I can promise you that hands down. That's why Heartletics is the #1 coaching program for busy males out there, busy fathers, busy men out there, anybody in their 40s to 60s looking to burn body fat once and for all and create sustainable habits. We're here to support you, guide you every step of the way. And you guys want to learn more about that, just go visit heartletics.com. Other than that, I really hope that you guys got some value from today's episode. If you did, once again, please do me a favor, like, subscribe to the channel as well, and then also share this with a friend, share this with a family member, share it on your social media. Just help spread the word. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys in the next episode. Peace out, Girl Scout.